Hello student, myself Jyoti Krishna from New English High School and Junior College. So we already started with computer science paper 2. So we already completed one chapter, that is networking technology. So now today we'll be starting a new chapter. So chapter number 1, Introduction to Microprocessor and Organization of 8085. So let us see what topics we are going to see in this chapter. So first, evolution of microprocessors. What is microprocessor? Block diagram of Jernic microprocessor and the study of various block in it. Block diagram of 8085 microprocessor and study of various blocks and functions of various pins in 8085 microprocessor. So let us proceed. Now let us understand what is a microprocessor. Micro means it process. Okay. So microprocessor is a semiconductor multi-purpose programmable logic device that reads binary instruction from a storage device called memory, accept binary data as input and process the data according to the instruction and provide the result as output. So we provide the raw data, we provide the binary data, that is zeros and ones. According to the instruction, it will do the procedure and it will give us the result. Okay. The electronic logic circuit in microprocessor, already we have seen in 11th standard this electronic logic circuit, that is your logic gates, then your flip-flop. So we have seen all this in 11th standard. By making use of this in microprocessor, especially half adder, 4-bit adder, all this we have seen in 11th standard. So in microprocessor, all these are present in the microprocessor, are capable of performing various computing function and making decision to change the sequence of the program execution. So by having all this logic circuit in the microprocessor, we are able to execute the program as per the give sequence. So microprocessor can be viewed as an integrated circuit that contains the processing ability. Okay, so it has a processing ability. A microprocessor can be roughly divided into three parts: arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU, registers and control unit. ALU is the arithmetic and logic unit where the arithmetical and logical operations are carried out. The register array are the primarily used to store the data temporarily during the execution of programs. The control unit provide the timing and control signal to the whole system. It controls the flow of data, that is from input where it should go and the output, the processed data, then it is going to the output devices or it may be stored in the memory unit. So control unit generates the signal accordingly which it is taken. The data is taken and all the flow takes place. The function of microprocessor can be to fetch, decode and execute the instruction in proper order. So once we get the data, it is the work of microprocessor to decode it, to convert it. See, we are entering from the keyboard. So this has to be converted first in binary numbers and then it will do the, according to the program instruction, it will execute the instruction in the proper order. Next function, to transfer the data. So to transfer the data from memory, from or to memory, to or from input and output section or from peripheral devices. These are also called as peripheral devices. So to transfer the data from input memory to input output devices or from input output devices to memory, vice versa. Response to external interrupt. If there is any interrupt arising, any interruption is there, so it is the microprocessor responsible to answer that interrupt. So to give proper response to different externally produced interrupt, according to their priorities. So microprocessor decide the proper response is given by the microprocessor to provide overall timing and control signal for the entire system. So it's the control unit's duty to provide the proper signal when to be data is to be taken in, when it is to be given to the output devices, when it is stored to the memory unit, is all decided by the control signal. Before proceeding, let us revise what we have studied in 11th standard and that we require in 12th standard. I will be frequently using the terms, so it should be very clear for you. We already done in 11th standard. So software, you have seen software, the difference between software and hardware. The software is an instruction, set of instruction or commands needed for performing a specific task by a programmable device or a computing machine. So software is nothing but a set of instruction. What is hardware? Hardware refers to be the component or device used to form a computing machine in which the software can run and tested. Without software, the hardware is an idle machine. So we have seen SIS distinguish between software and hardware, how hardware and software differ from each other. What is the difference? So hardware is nothing but the physical part and software are nothing but the instructions, right? So that is nothing but hardware and software. So basic, you already studied in 11th standard, but let us revise. What is a bit? A digit of binary number or code is called bit, a single bit. Either binary number consists of two bits, either 0 or 1. So either 0 or 1 is called as bit. Also, the bit is the fundamental storage unit of computer memory. So whatever data is stored in binary number. So the group of it, the 8 bits or 8 digit binary number or codes is called byte. A byte. Okay, group of 8 bits is called as a byte. A 16 bit binary number or code is called as word. 16 bit we call as a word. And a group of 4 bits is called as a nibble. Okay, so bit, nibble, byte and word. Some microprocessor manufacturer refers the basic data size operated by the processor as a word. So they say word. Okay, so bit, a single bit either 0 or 1. Nibble, a group of 4 bits is called as nibble. Byte, a group of 8 bits is called as a byte and 16 bits is called as a word. So I think it's clear to you, bit, byte and word. Now let us see what is a machine language and assembly language program. Already I said that we are going to do the programming in assembly language. So let us understand that whenever we are dealing with 8085, we are doing the programming in assembly language. So the software developed using ones and zeros are called as machine language program. So when we are dealing with ones and zero, that is nothing but machine. That machine understands ones and zero programming language. The software developed using mnemonics. So we are going to use certain shorthand forms of instruction. So that is nothing but mnemonics are called as assembly language program. We are dealing, once you will come to know once we start the programming. So the language in which the mnemonics, the shorthand form of instruction, a short form, okay, are used to write the program is called as assembly language. The manufacturer of the microprocessor gives the mnemonics. So manufacturer of the microprocessor has given the mnemonics, a set of short forms of instruction. It has given what does the instruction do. In shortcut it is given, and uh, the code and the respective code is stored in microprocessor. So it understands, when we write the mnemonics, the microprocessor understand what is the instruction to be executed. Let us see the evolution history of microprocessor. The evolution of microprocessor can be explained by following 5 generations. So let us see how they were developed and the progress in each microprocessor. This first generation microprocessor. The microprocessor was introduced between 1971 and 1973. It was designed by using PMOS FET technology. That is, PMOS type was used to develop the first microprocessor. Then in Intel 4004 was the first microprocessor available in the market. It was 4-bit PMOS microprocessor introduced in 1971, designed to used in calculator. So it was the first to come in the market. The Intel was a company who brought the first microprocessor, which was just 4-bit processor and was used in calculator. Then in 1972, again the Intel introduced the first general purpose the microprocessor, that was Intel 8008, which was 8-bit microprocessor. It was followed by Intel in 73 and Motorola 6800 in the same year. So both these company made a 8-bit microprocessor. So they were used in calculator and game machine. Second generation microprocessor. These microprocessors were introduced between 1974 and 1977. The second generation. Okay. In 1974, the Intel 8080 and Zilog Z80 were introduced, and all these were 8-bit processor. So during the second generation, the development of the computer has been in a direction to complete microprocessor, simply to develop a complete microprocessor system, that is the CPU, ROM, RAM, clock, input output ports on a single chip. So all this in a single package or single chip was developed in microprocessor. In 1976, Intel 8085 8-bit processor was introduced. So in 1976, Intel introduced 8085 microprocessor. Then in 1977, then 12-bit microprocessor like Intercell IM6100 and Toshiba, that is T8190 series, were developed. Okay, so these companies developed a 8-bit microprocessor. Let us see the application where the second generation microprocessor, that is 8-bit processor and 12-bit processor, were used. They were used in instrumentation, in military application, communication preprocessor and intelligent terminals. So these were the application where the microprocessor were used, second generation. As the advancement process, the third generation microprocessor, the Intel introduced a 16-bit microprocessor, that is 8086, in 1978. It was followed by Zilog Z8000 in 1979 and Motorola 86000 in 1980. The third generation microprocessor, it was a 16-bit microprocessor designed using high speed, high CMOS technology, HCMOS technology, that is high speed and strong processing capacity, easy to program. Like, okay, so the memory space, the processor has multiple and divide hardware, efficient high level language addressing. Memory space was 64 kilobyte. Now the memory space also increases as the generation advances. So the other feature were full arithmetic execution and efficient high level language addressing. So let us see the example of this. So some third generation microprocessor are Intel 8086, Zilog 8000, Intel 8088, then Motorola 68000. So all these were developed in third generation. So students, sometimes the fill in the blank ask that this Intel 8086 is dash generation microprocessor. So you should able to write. The sum of the application of third generation microprocessor in business data processing application, sophisticated real-time control, advanced in the control industries, advanced communication, distribution process networks. So let us see the fourth generation processor. See student, now as the capacity, the physical memory capacity increases, then the data processing also increases from 4-bit to now to 32-bit. So in 1981, the Intel introduced the first 32-byte processor, 80386. It can address the physical memory of 4 gigabytes. So it was Intel who introduced the 32-bit processor. So other 32-bit processor were announced by Motorola, that is a 68020, that was again 32-bit. So microprocessor was introduced in between 1981. They were a 32-bit processor fabricated using low power version of HMOSFET technology called as HCMOS. Okay, the physical memory of 4 gigabyte. Floating hardware was incorporated. So this floating hardware was incorporated. So more technology, as the technology developed, the more advancement in microprocessor took place. So some fourth generation microprocessors are Intel 80386, Hewlett Packard HP32, Intel 80486 and Motorola 68020 series were the fourth generation microprocessor. So application everywhere they were used at that time. General purpose computing application requiring mainframe computer power, multi-user multifunction environment, office information equipment. So all over the microprocessors were used. Fifth generation microprocessor. Intel made improvement in microprocessor design to provide the greatest speed. Also the system can run on new OS, that is operating system like Unix, Linux, etc. The processor in this generation is called as Pentium. It is a 64-bit processor. So microprocessor was introduced between 1981. Now this microprocessor, where the latest processor by Intel is Pentium and is considered as the fifth generation processor. You all know Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium Pro, yes or no? So a 32-bit processor with 64-bit data bus and available in wide range of clock speed from 60 megahertz to 3.2 gigahertz. So speed has greatest, provide a greatest speed. Then processing speed increased tremendously. A microprocessor with 1 gigahertz clock can execute 2000 million instructions per second. So how fast the speed has increases tremendously. The Intel leads the show how with Pentium, Celeron and various recently dual and quad-core processor working with up to 3.5 gigahertz speed. Now the speed has increases. The Pentium was followed by Pentium Pro CPU and the later and extension to it was made and named as Pentium 2. So this was named as Pentium 2. So much speed was, then multitasking was done, then OS, now you are using Windows 10, yes or no? So previously DOS, it was operating system was DOS, then Unix, then Linux, and now we are working under Windows. Clear? Here a Intel microprocessor, a Intel chip is shown. Can you see Intel chip? When I showed you the motherboard, I showed you the Intel chip where the that is nothing but your CPU, the microprocessor. I have shown you it is the heart of the computer, the motherboard, right? So student, today we have studied the what is microprocessor and the basic block of a microprocessor, and then very important question, evolution of microprocessor. microprocessor. So in board exam, write a short note on evolution of microprocessor, giving one example of each. Many times it is asked for 3 marks. So today we are seeing the evolution of microprocessor, that are five generation we have seen. You, okay students, so we came to the end of introduction to microprocessor and organization of 8085 session 1. Thank you.